when I set up the community network in Maharashtra, which is called the Pathardi Community Network, and yesterday Dr. Rajeshri Joshi was here from BIF. I did it as part of IIT Bombay and with a partnership with BIF, and the funding was from Association for Progressive Communications. When we started with when we began with the preservation of cultural and linguistic biodiversity, diversity over there in the community, what we faced as a problem was that the community did not want all the content to go immediately into the internet. They specifically told us that certain things can go into the internet, but certain things we would like to preserve it within the community. And we actually went in with the thought that, okay, we'll collect all the information and we'll put it up on the internet. But they told us that certain things, like for example, you can put our dance, which is a very particular type of a dance that they have. It's called the Varli community tribe. You can put it up on the internet, but you can't put up our music and song on the internet. So that we would like to market it ourselves, and that is our cultural heritage. So did you face some such problems or some such challenges in your communities as well, in your or through your work in various locations?
Well, it's interesting. So in Oruvakal, when we put this up in Kurnool, okay, we ran into caste. Okay, there was Dalit programming, there was Savarna programming, and where do you locate the radio? Who owns the radio station, right? I mean, the radio infrastructure, etc. So those were actually the harder things for us to negotiate there. And when technology arrives in a community, for example, let me go back to Urdu, right? And we got this Urdu software going where you could now key in Urdu. Otherwise, all newspapers were written by hand. What would happen to the calligraphers? Right, because there were hundreds and thousands of calligraphers whose jobs were now at risk, which is a traditional art form, right? But eventually we retrained some of them retired, etc. But when technology meets a community, there is always a fairly violent, clash. However good your intentions may be, that's the whole problem, that we do not know our own power really, as the privileged class, when we intervene in the community. So it has to be done with a lot of sensitivity and lot of, I would say, maybe humbleness is not the word, but lot of lot of understanding. And you can't be them. Okay, you can only be an ally for them. So you have to know that you are outside and remain outside. That's, I think, an important thing.
Okay. All right, the experience with community radio has been different. I have my friend sitting here from community radio, and you will realize that once you are working with people, they are happy to participate. If you look at the example that I was giving you, this is from Nityanand Janwani, as I said. It is in an area in Purulia, which is one of the underdeveloped areas. It has a lot of tribal communities. The tribal community that this Nityanand Janwani works with is Santhali community. Now they have about 9 people on their staff, and out of those 9 people, 7 are from Santhali community, and out of those 7, 5 are women, and those 5 women are now 3 of them are called community producers, 2 of them are called RJs. Now when I talked to them about how do they make the programming, they were able to talk about going to the villages, doing primary and secondary research, getting in fact the topics from the people themselves, and then asking them to talk about the issue from their perspective, and then taking their questions to an expert. So we again ask them this question: you're going to an outside expert, so don't you have experts in your community itself? So they were saying no, even the expert, the doctor that they were talking about, for example, if they're talking about issues related to women's health, the doctor is actually from the community also and understands the ecosystem of the tribal health and so on. So in fact, this is the radio where you have the first tribal woman radio jockey, and her name is Srimati Hemram. And also we realize that the formats that the radio is adopting, they are always the formats that indigenous people are comfortable with. So you are not thrusting your grammar or your way of production on them, but deriving it from their cultural context. And of course, because it is their language, so they are comfortable. For example, a lot of the programming is songs. It is about their dance forms. Even information is put in form of a song and then communicated. There is less talk. Also, a lot of women, we think, okay, just because it is in Santhali, the women will come and participate. But immediately they don't do that. So the Santhali staff is having a phone-in program where they will pick up a topic and Santhali women can call in and give their point of view. Then there is another station that we had visited is Vanya, like I told you. So there the community, the indigenous community is too busy, in their work. So farming, most of them are found in fields because if they are not in the field, the monkeys are going to spoil it, right? So what I'm trying to say is you have to understand their local context and adapt your production, your methods of making the programs according to the tribes. So what the staff in Vanya used to do is they would do what is called ghar bhet. So they are not calling them to the station but going to them. So adapting your production, adapting the way the community radio runs to the ways of and lives of the indigenous community makes a whole lot of difference. Yeah. This is what we learned from the community radio station. Yeah, I don't have an initiative of my own there. Right.
Connecting the communities with internet or digital tools is not enough. We have to provide the technical training. Only providing the internet access or digital tools in the rural communities or marginalized communities is not enough. We have to provide technical trainings, how to promote digitally. We have to provide them training and awareness how to generate income from the social medias like YouTube, TikTok. I think TikTok is banned in India, but it is running in Nepal. Yeah. So it is the best platform. You have to come in front. For the promotion of the culture and language. And second, local government. Every rural municipality have different wards, and they have only one language in their website. They have to address multiple languages in their websites. And the third is digital curriculum in the school. The students have to learn their own culture and languages from the digital tools. Thank you.
I think that the one thing that I talk about it, that when we started the community network and we understand that, okay, we are outsiders and we will always be outsiders as we mentioned, but the radio station which is based in the location will always be there. It's not going anywhere. They can't take away their tower as well. So they have to run the radio station. One thing we understand as well, that we are the people who will tell them that how to operate and how to what kind of a content they should provide. They should understand what kind of content they are providing. So my colleague Niyaz is also here. He told me that we would like to set up that what kind of content we would like to provide, how we would like to run, what exactly we would like to run. They started with the radio programs. They started storing the radio programs, and then especially they came with the folk songs, because that was the most popular thing in that one, to come and take those programs as well. They also have a school in that one, which they during the time of COVID also was going on, that the schools were closed. Most of the radio programs in Odisha were made for the school students, and the Odisha state government has made the first standard to the fifth standard programs into the radio programs. That also became essential for during the time of COVID to run those such kind of a platform and to the radio station, which also became a necessity for us that okay, we do not need to understand the content that we are providing it. We are the content should be coming from the committee, and how it is managed by the committee, that needs to be looked upon it. So still now we are saying that okay, we are providing the technology, but the content and everything has to come from a radio station. What are the nearby committees doing it? And recently the demand has come from the side of by the committee itself, that we would like to have like a Swiggy and Zomato, we would like to have a tailor-on-call service. What kind of a tailor-on-call service they wanted? We just want a simple technology that you place an IVR, and we will place a kind of a request that we want a tailor-on-call, because small SHG operators, they already have a loan of tailoring machines and all, but that's a preservation that they understand it. We cannot speak in English or Hindi or something. They are speaking in Odia dialect. They understand the Odia dialect, and the person who is picking up a phone is also speaking in Odia. The person who is speaking from the other side is also speaking in Odia. So that's a blend of both the things. So the cultural blending with the technology makes a beautiful combination to such decentralized networks as well. So that's the really opportunity to have such kind of a blended model of a blended model and the decentralized networks in such communities. When we like in a tribal, whether it's a tribal or any kind of a systems where we are working.